Hey everyone, welcome back to Easy Chat English Podcast. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Amelia. Today we're diving into a topic that's super fun and close to our hearts, hobbies. Ethan, do you have any hobbies you're passionate about?
Oh, absolutely. A hobby is such a great way to unwind after a long day. I love playing the guitar. It's a perfect way to escape from reality. What about you, Amelia?
For me, it's definitely reading. It's been my favorite pastime since I was a kid. I find it so therapeutic, especially after a stressful day at work. And, hobbies are more than just a way to kill time. They're really important for our mental well-being, don't you think?
Definitely. They give us something to look forward to and keep our minds active. So in today's episode, we'll chat about our own hobbies, childhood interests, and how they've changed over the years. Plus, we'll share stories of others and talk about the benefits of having hobbies for relaxation, creativity, and even making new friends. And of course, we'll use lots of useful words and expressions along the way.
Let's kick things off with childhood hobbies. Ethan, what were you into when you were a kid?
I was really into collecting stamps. I remember being fascinated by all the different designs and colors. It might sound a bit old-fashioned, but there was something special about getting a new stamp from a distant place. How about you, Amelia?
I get that. For me, it was all about riding my bike around the neighborhood. It felt like such an adventure. I guess my fascination with exploring new places started back then, but I think I've outgrown that phase now, even though I still enjoy an occasional bike ride.
Yeah, it's interesting how some hobbies stick with you while others change. Looking back, I feel so nostalgic about those simpler times. Even now, I sometimes dig out my old stamp collection just for the memories.
That's the thing about hobbies. They can really connect us to our past and remind us of who we used to be. For those listening, how about you? What hobbies did you enjoy as a child?
Let's move on to hobbies that help us relax. You mentioned reading earlier, Amelia. What kind of books do you like?
I love a good mystery or fantasy novel. Getting lost in a book is my favorite way to unwind. It's like a little escape from reality, especially when life gets stressful.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For me, it's definitely playing the guitar or doing some light yoga. It's such a great way to recharge after a busy week. I've heard some people describe yoga as therapeutic, and I totally get why.
Totally. It's all about finding that stress relief. And there's something about having a hobby that brings a sense of calm. What about you, listeners? What activities help you to de-stress?
Now let's talk about active hobbies. I know some people love hitting the gym or running marathons, but I'm more of a hiker. It's a great way to get moving and enjoy nature at the same time.
Oh, hiking is awesome. You get that endorphin boost from the exercise, and you can really connect with nature. I enjoy cycling, especially on weekends. It's a fun way to burn calories and explore new trails. Plus, it's always more fun with friends.
Definitely. And that adrenaline rush you get when you reach the top of a hill or try a new trail, it's such a rewarding feeling. What about you, listeners? Do you have any hobbies that keep you active?
Now, on to creative hobbies. Ethan, you mentioned playing the guitar earlier. That's a great way to express yourself.
Yeah, it's my creative outlet. I love composing little melodies. Even if they aren't perfect, it's satisfying to create something new. What about you, Amelia? Do you have any creative hobbies?
I actually enjoy painting, though I'm not the best at it. It's more about the process than the final result. I think it's helped me develop a new skill set, and it's a way to express myself without words.
That's so cool. Painting is definitely artistic. I've always admired people who can just pick up a brush and let their imagination flow. For anyone listening who enjoys creative hobbies, don't worry about being perfect. It's all about having fun and expressing yourself.
Speaking of fun, let's chat about social hobbies. I love playing board games with friends. It's such a great way to bond over shared interests.
Yeah, it's amazing how a simple game can break the ice and help people connect. I've recently joined a community meetup for chess. It's been really fun to meet people who share the same interest.
That's awesome. Being part of a community makes a big difference, especially when you're looking to make new friends. It's like you find people who understand your passion and you get to learn from each other.
Absolutely. If you're looking for a new hobby, try joining a club or a meetup. It's a great way to find people who love the same things as you do. Amelia, do you have any hobbies that are a bit out of the ordinary?
Well, I did try urban beekeeping once. It's definitely a niche hobby. It was interesting, but I realized pretty quickly that it wasn't for me.
Wow, that's definitely off the beaten path. I've heard of people getting really into bird watching. It's not something I've tried, but I think it's cool when people dive into unique activities like that. It really helps expand your horizons.
Yeah, trying something new can be so rewarding, even if it's just for the experience. And who knows, you might discover a hidden talent. What about you, listeners? Have you ever tried a unique hobby? Now, let's talk about how to fit hobbies into a busy life. Ethan, how do you find time for your guitar practice?
It's definitely not easy, but I try to prioritize it, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes a day. It's my way of keeping my sanity. How about you?
For me, it's all about time management. I set aside some time on weekends for reading. It's a bit like juggling work, family, and personal time, but having that little bit of me time is so important.
That's great advice. It's all about making time for the things that make you happy. For our listeners, don't forget to carve out a little time for your hobbies, even if life gets hectic. All right, we're nearing the end of today's episode, but before we wrap up, we want to encourage you to find a new hobby. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to try, like learning a new instrument or picking up a sport.
Yeah, give it a go. Step out of your comfort zone. You never know where a new hobby might lead you. It could enrich your life in ways you never expected.
And if you're not sure where to start, think about what makes you feel fulfilled. Is it creating something, moving your body, or maybe just spending time with others? There's a hobby out there for everyone.
So, don't be afraid to dive into something new. Whether it's big or small, a hobby can bring a lot of joy into your life.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this chat about hobbies.
And if you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and let us know what hobbies you enjoy. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring new hobbies.
See you next time